Everything I'm doing, I do cause I'm going. And good things happen to those who do sin. I don't know why, but I'll keep it moving. I'm on the next spaceship out, now who's in? We just wrapped up our vintage shopping. We went through some pieces. We got kicked out of one of them. We didn't get it on camera, but we got kicked out of one of them, man. And we're here. We've been rolling through New York City. And
rolling.
It's Brooklyn, baby. So we're here. We settled down. We're at a wonderful park here in Brooklyn. And now is the time to ask this man some questions that I've been dying to know. So now we're officially here, man. Yes, sir. Justo.
What's going on?
Yo, man. It's been crazy during this pandemic. It's been a wild moment of people looking to find themselves, of people looking to keep themselves grounded. So I have to ask you, what have you been doing, particularly to keep yourself level-headed during all of this?
Just staying thankful and staying accountable, you know, to stuff that I know I need to get done. You know, it's like we spend a lot of time saying, "Oh, I wish I had more time to do, put towards this and that," and it's like, and the universe is like, "Oh, there you go." So, just
keeping yourself accountable, responsible.
Yeah, we're sort of able to move a little bit more like freely schedule wise.
Right.
Nowadays, so
that's
that
what's
shit
up.
is. Like thinking about that and keeping that in mind is one thing that's definitely been helping me,
I
stay
like
grounded.
I like it. Okay, so I want to tackle a topic that I think is interesting in the creative world, especially in the underground scene. There's a lot of people who have their friends as supporters, and sometimes we find new strangers to support us as well. Where do you lie on the balance of friends always needing to support their friend who's an artist, and sometimes maybe that artist will feel upset? What side do you lean on? Do you think the artist is right and always needing their friends to support them, or do you feel that maybe it's not that way? What do you lean on to the friend artist supporting relationship?
Friend artist support. I mean, like it's like this. If you're my friend and you bang with my work and you bang with what I'm pursuing, and then it's like, why not support? Why not support me in any way you can? And then on top of that, there is a part of me that doesn't expect my friends to support every single thing I do, just because I'd rather them, if they're your fan, they're a fan, they're a fan,
Right. So you feel like there's a difference between, or it coincides with the friend and the fan aspect?
Yeah, I know there's probably like some people that might not really bang with my work like that. And some, people that are close to me that might not bang with my work like that, but they support my artistry, or they support like, me out here pursuing what I want to do, type
right.
thing. And I don't expect that all the time, I don't, but when they do support me all the time, like, wow, thank you, like, wow, like, I don't forget that shit. I don't forget that shit at all, but I will say though, I'm looking more for like, the people who I don't know at all.
Right. Continuing to grow the fan base, grow the viewership.
Exactly. So
I think that's an important balance for sure.
Yeah. It's like, so but all in all, it's like, all right, if you support my shit, you're my fam, you're my friend, like, thank you. I'm like utmost, like ultimate, like grateful for that. Right. But at the same time, I don't expect it all the time, though. I just don't, because there's a part of me is like, I'm not getting my, I never get my hopes too far up, for shit. I just don't.
So what advice would you give to the artists whose friends might not always support them, but they do admire their work? What advice would you give to that artist?
I would say, honestly, stay in your world and stay in the world that you know you are up here, you know, stay in that world and continue to make shit, to continue to create, even if it doesn't seem like the support is there. It's like this. Just know if you are putting something out to this world,
Right.
up to the universe, up to God or whatever you may call it, it has no other choice but to give you back what you've been putting out, because why? That's the signal you've been sending out. And it happens, you know, it really does happen, you know, just like
Power
how
of manifestation.
yeah, like, you know, even how, like, you know, Native people, whenever they needed rain, they did rain dances and shit, you know, so like
He's
know.
getting to the juice right now.
you know, but for real, it's like, yeah, you
What
know.
he just stumbled upon is something that many people might not be aware of. And I love that you brought that up because I'm on the same type of time.
Yeah.
Continuing to understand yourself and your place here,
Yeah.
you can really exist with everything. And what you was just about to get to was the rain chants. That's a magical, powerful tool that people aren't even aware of. We had the power to make it rain if we wanted to.
Yeah, if everybody collectively in this park, I really do think, like, you know, just like really actually focused on that shit, because, you know, that's just how it was. It was a lifestyle.
Yeah.
It was a lifestyle. So, like, I'm saying, like, you know, as long as whatever type of creative world you're in, if it's a part of your lifestyle, it has no other choice but to happen. You know, it might, and it, you know, timing, you know, everything runs its course, and everything has its season and everything. Just know your season is coming, but you have to be consistent. It has to be in your lifestyle.
Be consistent. Be consistent, ladies and gentlemen. So, I was looking through your work, man, and let me tell you, when I first saw you perform, I had to say that your stage presence was absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. When you stepped on stage, it looked like, hey, I've already done rehearsed this here. Even if he didn't, 20 times I own the place. This is the stage I'm on. So, who are some influences when it comes to performance that you get a drive by?
Shoot, definitely MJ. You know, he's the what do you call it? He is literally the god of performing.
Right.
He's one of the gods of performing. Like, you know, it don't get no better than that. He set the bar so high. Like, that's what everybody aspires to be. So yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I look at like greats. You know, MJ.
Right.
I check out Journey. You know, bands like Journey, Steve Perry.
Journey.
Just Steve Perry, how he works the whole stage. And
Back in action. All right. So, coming on for that question,
I was saying basically like
MJ
in church.
in church. Ah, okay, yeah. So a lot of it comes from the church.
Yeah, I grew up
aspect.
my fault.
Yeah, no, it's good now because the camera cut.
Oh, got you.
So yeah, no, it's all right.
I was gonna say I grew up in a semi-mega church, so
Oh wow.
like I had to perform in front of, like, you know, I don't know, 300-400 people, like, you know, every weekend type thing, you know. So
That'll get you prepared.
yeah, and like, you know, like the first lady of the church, like her name is Pastor Deborah, and she used to, like, you know, that shit was like real life, like development, like performers development, you know, like we had to have practice like 2 times a week, and we would have to drill like every times when we was on stage, and like she come out and she see it, she like, do that again. Do that again. What is that?
Again.
Like, you know, like she really brought like
Discipline to the culture.
yeah, and like showmanship, you know, like she brought showmanship out of us, like, because she helped us realize that we as soon as we step on stage, like we have the power to change the whole atmosphere in this building. Like straight up. Like as soon as whatever we do, however we come off, that's what we're putting out, and that's what we gonna get back. So like yeah,
that's some good words. Shout out to Miss Deborah. So you're saying if it wasn't for Miss Deborah, you probably wouldn't have the performance comfortability that you have today.
I already know I wouldn't. Like she was the first time, like my first encounter with her was like she saw me practicing some dancer, not a dancer. It was like I used to be on the step team.
Okay.
And so it was like and so she saw me practicing it one time, just by myself in the hallway, and she said, "Okay, I like that. You got something that, And sure enough, like the next day while the choir was singing, and I was in the youth choir, she told everybody to stop, what they was doing. She had the music stop. She had the choir stop singing, and she said something along the lines of like, there's so many different forms of, of praise, and like I want to show y'all, a different form of praise. And she turned around and looked at me and told me to, and I had to do
that thing I saw you doing.
Yeah, she did that to me in front of the whole church.
Do that thing I saw you do yesterday, young man.
Exactly.
Wow.
And my heart just beating, but like, I knew it, and as a kid, I still knew that was something that was a glass I wanted to break. So I had to do it afraid, and honestly, from that day, like I got more and more comfortable, being in front of people and just expressing like how I want to express whatever, to people, and just in a comfortable mode for the most part, It's like, if anything, like the more people on the stage, like the more people in the crowd, the more comfortable I am performing, because like I see it as like, damn, I ain't gotta look nobody in the eye, so like but like if it's like a setting of like, I don't know, 10, five people, it's just like, hey, I'm gonna give you a show, but still in my head I'm just like, hey, I hope you're not looking up into my soul like I'm looking in y'all's right now.
Right. Very interesting. Shout out Miss Deborah, man.
Yeah, Pastor Deborah Dukes.
Pastor Deborah. So,
hold on, I'm gonna get down.
He's getting down.
Cool. Alright. I'm cool.
Took a break in the action, we got them all.
I'm cool.
We just had to, catch a balance.
Right.
So, the Wonder Years. Years.
Wow, I never read it like that. Wow.
Wonder Years. A very amazing project to the start of your creativity.
Yeah.
I feel there's always things as artists that it's like, damn, that might not have been what I feel comfortable with today, but you need somewhere to start in order to find out your voice.
Yeah.
So, in the Wonder Years, this was released in 2011, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's wild.
That's some years ago. Your very first project. So, could you walk us through, like, what was going through your mind at that moment when you decided, I'm gonna start this project? What was you feeling? Because that's the start of Justo as we know it.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, that project, I named it that because it was a wander. Like, that was me wandering into like music and like in recording myself. If anything, that's what I would say. It was me wandering into recording myself and writing songs and stuff. So like it really literally was an experiment type thing, just I didn't know, exactly if this was the sound or this is what I'm like, and that's why I like the covers. I'm in school.
You got the jacket on,
and I got a damn Letterman's jacket, and I got an afro and shit, so it was just, it was my, hey,
I'm checking something out right now.
Yeah, and I produced like majority of it. I wrote all of it.
Wow.
And and that was like my first like introduction to putting my music on the internet, like one of them, other than like I used to upload like old beats to MySpace and shit, but like I couldn't really like I didn't record anything yet. I didn't record my voice, you know. So,
Right.
Yeah, but yeah, that was my
Cool. I had this on repeat. Astral Travel.
Wow. Yeah.
2012. What does astral traveling mean to you?
All right, like.
Now we getting deep, baby. Now we getting deep.
All right, during that time, like I was reading a lot of, you know, stuff about history and just, you know, origins of stuff, and I was looking up different, you know, I was into reading conspiracies and shit, you know, so
Different parts of the universe, different things.
you know, and I mean, but through that I learned, you know, about like, you know, I was learning my first little form of like astronomy and stuff, you know, and how natives use things like that to go to different worlds and stuff, and, you know, and meditate and all that stuff.
I love to meditate. I'm a firm believer of meditation. So once I saw that you had a project called Astral Travel in 2012, which I wasn't on that mind state in 2012, but I was tapped into believing that there needs to be more.
Yeah.
Because in 2012 they was running around saying the world was gonna end.
Exactly.
And when I listen to Astral Travel, it's a very soothing, kick back, look through the trees into the stars and think about shit.
Yep.
Did you write all of that?
Hell yeah.
Yes, sir.
I wrote all of that.
Yes,
There's no song on there I didn't write yet. That was like I will tell you, probably like that was when my pen game was like sometimes I gotta figure, like, I mean, I'll be thinking to myself, I'm like, I might need to get back to that form of writing, you know, but yeah.
Very dope, man. Very dope. So I think most people are familiar with you when it comes to your record Dancing. And I love that song, man. That is probably my most repeated track that you have.
Yeah.
And it's on the Justo EP as well.
Yeah.
And you got that project is amazing. I'm gonna let you know. The Justo EP is fire. If y'all haven't checked it out, y'all need to go check this out, man, because this is really good. So the track Dancing, what inspired you to make it?
All right, so here's the thing. Dancing actually was originally on Astral Travel, and it was like the first, I had wrote that song, while I was still in college, like, and everything. And so that song, it came from one of my old homies in college named Marcus. Shout out to Marcus, aka Quest. He was a big sampler. And, you know, I didn't use samples like that in my beats, but I just love the stuff he was sampling. So I was like, yo, give me like all that damn like jazz shit, all that like old classical jazz stuff. Like, he gave me like a shitload of like Dexter Wansel, of course, what's his name? Herbie Hancock.
Wow.
What do you call it? There's another group called Catalyst. And Catalyst was the sample that I used in Dancing.
Oh.
The very first beginning. That's a sample from this group called Catalyst. It's like jazz composers.
Wow.
And I took that sample and I looped it. And I originally made it in FL, you know. And I recorded and wrote it. It was on Astral Travel. And then later on, years later, a homie of mine named Noose, Darian Noose Music, he was like, yo, bro, can you re-record this song? And I was like, hell no. Like, I wrote that while I was in school. I was like, I don't know. I was like, that sounds like some goofy ass shit. And he was like, no. He was like, bro, please. He like literally had to beg me to re-record that song. And so he was like, he had me re-record it, and he reproduced it with me. And that's how you got the version you got, you know, on
the
EP.
trials of these songs, man. That is ridiculous to think that someone Because it wouldn't have been the same quality if you didn't do that, right?
It wouldn't have. Hell no.
Wow.
Hell no. Yeah. Noose like took and like Noose made it a record.
Wow.
Like, you know.
Shout out to Noose, wherever you at in the world, man. Shout out to you.
He over in Cali skating around all day. Y'all got to check him out too. Noose, he's a
shout out to
he's
Noose.
a badass producer, yo.
Yeah?
Yeah.
For sure. Coming off of that question, man. It's great stuff. That's great stuff. I'm thinking of the song in my head. Like, I love to hear how songs come together. So, what do you normally have a set way to create music, or do you flow with whatever way it comes in at? Because some people have issues figuring out how to even start a song.
I mean, it's a lot of times it do be random. It's either or. It's like sometimes it'll be just from I'm thinking of some lyrics, you know, or or saying is, you know, or a melody pops in my head and with the lyrics already, and then like I have to build the music around it.
Right.
Or there are times though where I'm listening to stuff I made, and usually my lyrics is gonna come out, you know, when I start hearing chords and start putting chords and stuff, or like a musician's with me and he's playing some chords on the guitar or on the keys or something like that. So there's different ways, but I will say I do have to for the most part, I let everything flow. Like I just, you know, at least where I'm at right now, whatever melody comes out, that's the melody I stick with, because like that's where I'm at in the moment. You know, like I don't try too hard to be like, do I like that? I'm gonna keep that there, and then I'm gonna go on. I'm gonna make something else with it. No, I'm gonna build off what I got. You know, it's just it's all brick by brick type thing. You know,
there's no set way to get it done, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, hell no.
No set way.
However it comes out in that moment, that's how it comes out, and let that shit be. You know, you know, ain't no real science to this shit. At the end of the day, you know, don't get me wrong. You know, under certain circumstances, like for example, like if you know you got a deadline for some shit and you gotta have it done by a certain time, then okay,
you gonna have to get to writing.
Smoke whatever you gotta smoke, drink whatever you gotta drink to get that shit done. You know.
Yes, sir. That's what's up. So, flare off some quick questions. $1 million at one moment, or $2,000 a week for life?
$1 million at one moment, or $2,000 a week for life? $2,000 a week for life? I'm taking that shit.
You running with it?
I'm taking that shit.
Getting into the mind of this young man.
I'm taking that shit. 2,000. I mean, just because I know, like right now, 2 racks a week for life is like, that'll be clutch as hell. And on top of that, I can easily save $1 million doing that shit.
Right.
I can easily
and do some investments with it.
Right.
It's important. That question is important for me because it gets me see. Are people thinking long term or now?
I mean, don't get me wrong. I will say to the person who won't take the mill right off the bat, I'm assuming you know how to flip that shit within the next week.
Right. Turn that mill into $1.5 million.
That's all I'm gonna say. I'm assuming you know how to flip that shit.
Yeah. So. No, it's good. We didn't do too much. It's good. We good.
You got dust on the dust bunny.
No, it's good. It's all right. Okay, let me see. So, what do you have going on now for the people to be prepared for, or maybe anything recently that you want people to go and check out? The floor is yours right now, man.
Just mind your business.
Just mind your business.
Right now, I'm working and forming an album. A lot of people don't know, like, or don't realize that. Yeah, I've never came out with a full-length album. So like, I'm working on something, and I'm just molding my sound even more to like making something and presenting something that like I wholeheartedly like rock with, and it's timeless, you know. So
right.
I mean, right now,
prepare for the people right now.
Yeah, I'm making like in my mind, I'm making my
debut album.
Yeah, I'm making my debut album. So like, it has to be like a kick in the throat.
Step on their necks.
Yeah, for real.
I like it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Justo, I got some of the questions out that I wanted to. This has been a very graceful day.
Yeah.
wonderful vibes.
Indeed.
We went through New York, a rack fell. We had to help the lady. They kicked us out. But we got some pieces. And please go check out Justo's work, man. The link is gonna be down below. Check it out. Subscribe, like. I don't even know what all the things are, the functions are, but all those things to stay up to date, please do.
And I got merch.
And he got merch. So if you need some Justo merch, you need to go check him out. We're gonna throw that.
I ain't wearing that today, but you know.
We gotta. It's
just you know, it's on the gram.
It's on the gram. We're gonna throw that in the link as well. We about to get out of here. We might grab some grub or something. But ladies and gentlemen, this is the GVO show, episode 1. This is the wrap up. I'd like to thank y'all.
Right here.
Yes, sir. The man, the legend. And we're gonna get on out of here. Stay tuned for the next episode, man. We out. Peace. Yes, sir. Ah!